Hello, you beautiful people. Today we're going to talk about third learning methodology. We talk about flipped classroom model. Then we talk about project-based learning. And now here I'm going to talk about another way, another approach, which we call it the cooperative learning. In this approach, we believe that we are stronger together. So stronger together is the motto here. And basically, we divide the students into the groups. I know that it happens many times in every school that we give group-based projects. But in this approach, it's not just some time. Basically, the default, the foundation happened through the group. From the first day you go to the school and then communicate with other people, you're going to train and then make a group. And you may change your group, but everything happening within the group from the very first moment of the classrooms, all the topics, structures, practicing, learning, everything happening within the group structures. The proponents of this idea, they say that information retention is much higher, engagement is a little better, and knowledge acquisition happening by student themselves, because every day they come to the class, they have challenges and activities and works that they have to do, even their homeworks. They share it together. They can look at each body as students' answers and go through it and help it and collaborate and communicate. This is very important, and also helping students to improve their social skills. That's a very interesting approach, and the goal is very, very clear when it comes to this group base. The goal is very group oriented. We want to make sure the team can reach to the success, and that can happen only when everybody in a team does his or her job in a proper way. So somehow individualism can be connected to the goal oriented. This is different than individual learning method that we train the students to survive only by yourself. Do not depend on anyone else. So that's the world. But in this approach, we want them to get the awareness of connection and networking with people around them. So typically we divide the students into a group of 3 to 6. We assign some role. They choose the role by themselves and they can change it, and eventually they will figure out what positions they act in a better way. And then so we give them also homework. The homeworks are a little bit more easier than the challenges they face in a class time, because in a class they have to really utilize all the resources, that means the team members, to solve and tackle the problem. It's really interesting. I think society, that there are schools follow this approach. At the end of the day, they're going to be more collectivist society, that they understand the essence and impact of the team comes first, and the group and all the kind of things. We have to also be very sure to not lose those individual skills, that we have to work on it, and then not to have too much into the team, but we need both in a balanced way. A new working environment and the world really is welcoming collaboration and team oriented cultures. It's very, very important, and that's a nice way to do that. And there are schools, not many, there are schools in the world that they are applying this approach, and the result has been very, very interesting. So this is the third approach, cooperative learning. And this can be mixed with flipped classroom, obviously, and project-based learning. You see that they are all together. But what is important is which one is the foundation. You may have flipped classroom in your model. You may mix all this kind of thing together. But one of them is your main philosophy, the way that you start everything. So try to understand the differences. But they are really connected. They are nice to be in one place. So that's all. This was cooperative learning methodology.